Hello. And right up front, this is going to be all over the place. Before I get into this whole talk that I am going to share with y'all about how I cope, what I'm doing about feeling depressed, I want to acknowledge a couple things. One, I want to acknowledge that, yes, we do have a Patreon. You can find that link in the show notes of this video. But I want to also say, we're still here on YouTube. You still get this YouTube content at no cost to you, all right? There's been a few concerns that we're leaving YouTube. We're not. And if you are new to this YouTube channel, Matt and Blue, or even for some of you who are not new, I want to clarify. I am not Matt. I am Blue. My husband is Matt. He's a very handsome guy with greenish blue eyes. He's an actor. And he's not here right now because he is producing a movie, and he's actually here. He's in the building, but he's not here in this room. I, Blue Hamilton, not an actor, can't act, am right here in this space with you. So don't get it confused. We're not twins. People have asked us. We're not twins. That'd be very weird because we're married. And I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna share a little something with you that is something that I struggle with sharing. I don't really talk about it. The reason I'm jumping on the mic today is because I'm meal prepping, and I know that's so exciting. I'm meal prepping, yay! But I'm meal prepping for a very particular reason. And I have tried to make this video so many times. I have tried to sit down and talk about my depression multiple times, but I've always felt this embarrassment after I talk about this. Even if I talk about it with somebody in my life, I always feel, I don't even know if embarrassed is the word, but I feel feelings that don't make me feel better. And I've put a lot of thought into this lately, and then I thought, you know what? Why don't I take action instead? Because years ago, I'd see a therapist, and it didn't really help me. I was even on medication. Didn't work for me. And I began to realize over time that I'm just always going to be depressed. And that seemed heavy, and I just kind of coped with it and lived with it. But it affects me, and it affects anybody who is depressed. And it's a spectrum. There's no one level of being depressed. You can be depressed and be happy. And I think that's kind of where I ride. Like I don't have any reason necessarily, if you looked at my life and you had what I have, there's no reason to be depressed. I just am. And so what I realize about myself, and this is for me only, it's not for anyone else watching. I'm just telling you what works for me. So everyone's going to have their own, approach to taking steps to making themselves get to a place where life is more enjoyable. When I don't take action, when I'm lazy, when I sit around, when I'm not moving, those are my darkest times. And there's been a lot of that in my life lately, even though I've been so busy. I feel like I've worn myself down. I just get worn out. And I don't allow myself that time to bounce back up and to get back in the groove. So I'm taking a step today in meal prepping. And you might think, gosh, meal prepping, whoa, that's so good, Blue, congratulations. But you know what? For me, it is, because I'll tell you why. There are so many times, not even so many, almost every single time I go into the kitchen to get food, I pick something to eat, and then it has to be made or prepared, or making a sandwich. Okay, I have to prepare it. I'm making, pasta. And that's not even the worst part. The worst part is I come in, and while I'm making it, I'm in the Cheez-Its, I'm in the peanuts, I'm in the peanut butter. I might even grab a spoonful of sour cream and dip some wheat thins in it. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's edible, I'm going to eat it in the time that my food's being made. So that's a problem for me. And it doesn't stop there. My cholesterol has gotten high and I feel it around my waist because then I eat all that crap food and then I sit down and eat my lunch. So by meal prepping, I'm eliminating that time, that like lingering time that I'm making my food. I'm eliminating making bad choices on what I'm actually going to eat, like that whole wheat vegetable pasta, because my food's already made. I'm going to meal prep when I'm not hungry, so I'm not putting bad things in it. And I'm going to save time. I'm going to be more productive. I'm going to feel even better about myself when I stop feeling like I have a tire around my waist. And listen, a lot of people would look at me like, oh, you're in shape. I'm not in shape. Not for me, not by my standards, not how I feel about myself, knowing what I'm capable of. I'm not in the best shape. And that bothers me. When I work out, when I'm active, when I'm moving, remember, I feel good. So this one little step of me meal prepping is going to hopefully have a ripple effect throughout my day. And I wanted to share this with you because I have watched videos. I've, some of the people that I look up to throughout life, be it famous people or just people in my life, they have helped me with their words, and I'm hoping that my words might help you. And if they don't, well, then thanks for watching. But if they do, maybe find something that you can, change one little tiny thing like meal prepping. And this whole meal prep, and let me clarify, this is a lunch situation because the kids are at school. We eat breakfast and dinner together. So it's that meal in the day that really gets me. But maybe there's something you can do that helps you. Let me back up and just say as well, because I feel like it's my responsibility to not be saying things that might confuse anybody. If you are depressed, you should talk to somebody first. Keep in mind, I'm in my mid-40s. I saw therapists throughout my 20s and into my 30s, and I've gotten to know myself very well. And I have a very supportive husband, and I have a beautiful family, and I have lots of joy in my life. So I'm not at the level of depression that some people might be. And if you are depressed, you should go talk to somebody. And this is all about my story. So I don't want it to seem like this is your approach to it. It's not. Now, if you want to meal prep, then that's a great approach, even if you're not depressed, because I think that it might just save you time. That's what I'm doing today. That is my first step that I am making towards counteracting my depression. So no, you don't necessarily know this about me if you watch our channel, but I'm sharing it with you now. And this is the step I'm making. I'm making a step of meal prepping. God, it sounds, even when I say it out loud, it sounds, huh? But it really is like it's going to be a big thing for me. And I'm going to try it this week. And I'm going to hopefully try it next week. And I'm going to stick with it, hopefully, 3 or 4 weeks. And see if I can get into a flow that makes sense for me. And see if I feel a difference, if I notice a difference in my schedule, if I'm more productive throughout the day. It's going to have a ripple effect. One little step makes a ripple effect across your life, day, schedule, plans, whatever. So that's my goal now. I plan to share more based on how I feel after I make this video, because sometimes you put things out and you kind of get introverted, which I have a tendency to do. I turn inward. I get not cozy feelings. I feel I don't know, embarrassed, kind of shameful. It's weird that what your mind does, but you have to turn that off. You have to turn off your mind sometimes. Because to me, somehow, I don't know how it is, and I can't really put the pieces together, but I know that's all connected. I know that the way I view myself when I record a video and share it, I know that that has some kind of effect on how I feel in the day-to-day. With that, I'm going to go into the kitchen. I'm going to put my meals together because I've made my rice, I've made my beans, I've grilled my chicken, and I have a few vegetables ready to go. And that's going to be my meal every day this week. Sounds a little boring, but it's not gonna be. It's gonna be good, and it's going to feel good, and I'm going to be one step closer to taking control. Step one, what am I doing? This is it. Peace.